Next up, the Chargers traveling to Cincinnati. The up-and-down Chargers, don't know what we're ever going to get from them. The Bengals are at home after winning 2 in a row. They blew out the Steelers. They're 3-point favorites with an over-under of 50. Do you like the Bengals to make it to 3 in a row? And almost as importantly, do you like the Bengals to cover the 3-point spread?
Well, I do both. I do. I'm going with the Bengals here. I've loved they had a lot of positives, of course, before the bye week. I know they kind of went into the bye week on a sour note, but I think they self-scouted themselves and realized what their best way of winning football is. Defense has been very good. There's no doubt about that. They've changed it up or haven't been as predictable the last 2 weeks on the defensive side of the ball. I think that's what's really helped them there. Offensively, it to me is the key is just the run game, the run attempts. They're best when they have rushing attempts. Doesn't necessarily mean they got to run for 120 yards with Joe Mixon, but to me, they're not as good when it gets into Joe Burrow throws it 45 times a game. That's when it becomes a little. Their pass offense is not expansive enough, in my opinion, to just carry the team. They need the Joe Mixon threat a little bit to have the play action, bootlegs, create some big pass plays, and then the drop back pass game is way more effective. But we know this Chargers defense is not good. I expect Joe Mixon to be able to run the football on them, and I expect Joe Burrow to be able to pick apart their zone defense because the Chargers can't really play man-to-man either. So that's an issue for me. Other side of the ball, I certainly could see the Chargers moving the ball on the Bengals a little too. I can. But, going out to Ohio, colder day, early December, that doesn't mean Chargers win to me. It just doesn't. I'm going Cincinnati 34-24.
The problem with the Chargers is that they really have been all over the place.
Yeah.
And I fully expected them to go to Denver and win last weekend. And this is one of those where I'm a little pissed off that they let me down last week, so I'm going to hold it against them this week, possibly to my own detriment. But I think the Bengals are the better team right now. The Bengals understand that they've got some difficult matchup down the stretch, and they have to hit that stride. They have to be the difficult matchup for everybody else on their schedule. And you're not going to have a strong final 5 weeks if you stumble at home against a Chargers team you should beat. So right. I like the Bengals in this one. Let me check my score to make sure I get it right here. 30-23, the Bengals over the Chargers, covering the spread in consideration for a best bet, because I think 3 is a little bit too light given where the Chargers currently are. I look at it this way. If the Chargers lose, it's going to be by more than 3 based upon the way they've been playing.
Yeah,
so
I hear that. There's logic
Bengals,
to that for sure.
Viable playoff contenders, and this is their chance to convince even more people that they
I'll
are.
be disappointed
Vikings.
if the Bengals don't get to the playoffs. I really will. They have playoff talent on their football team. I think they're coached well enough on both sides of the ball. Not that I sit there and go, oh, wow. But if they didn't make the playoffs, that would be a disappointment for me through what we've seen to this point of the NFL season.
Think about it. The worst team in the division last year.
Yeah.
A team that has a head coach who was the subject of rumors he was going to be fired. So intense that the team actually issued a statement on Black Monday saying Zach Taylor is still our coach, which doesn't happen very often.
Right.
So he's turned it around this year. And maybe even if they have a strong kick down the stretch and steal the division potentially, maybe he gets Coach of the Year vote.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.